Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, couple things. Neck check. Okay, so check my scar. My neck has been improving, I would say literally since surgery every single day. There's been visible improvement in my neck, and the surgeon did 3 layers of stitches. He called them French stitches, so la la. Underneath, and then on the top is it's like a foamy, like a cover layer that he said gradually will just peel off. And then he said that my scar should hide in a shadow of my neck. So hopefully that'll happen. But neck check, here it is. And lip check. I was at the gym this morning and my trainer said he could swear my lip looks like it's getting better. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff to try to work it. When I went to a special dentist, she said it's actually a really good sign that I can completely feel it. I don't have any numbness. So, anywho. And shirt check. This is from, you can see the back. I don't know, the back looks like a snake. This is from the 2024 Spartan race. So, yay. Anyhow, but I wanted to talk to you today about fasting. It's so interesting because fasting has really been everywhere, and intermittent fasting, people fasting for these like a really long time, and they have like an eating window. I've always been like fascinated by it, but I've never been a faster. Like fasting is really, it's been tough for me, like Jewish fasts, which are usually like 25, 26 hours, and they're just a water fast. You don't even have water. It's a fast. It's like a very strict religious fast. It's like very tough. But I have been researching autoimmunity because, like a little bit complicated. There's multiple layers to this. My cancer came from a lesion inside my cheek that turned cancerous that came from an autoimmune condition. And I actually have 3 autoimmune conditions. So obviously you can treat the symptom, cut out the tumor that happened, but wouldn't it be great to get rid of the actual underlying autoimmune condition? And it's so frustrating as a patient because all you hear is like, they don't know why, it's very uncertain how it comes out. But what I've been reading and learning and researching and have been told by doctors too is that you need to have the gene for the autoimmune condition. That has to exist. But just having the gene doesn't mean you're going to get that autoimmune disease later in life. It just means you have the gene for it. And then at some point, some triggering event or circumstance happens that like switches it on. So it could actually be stress. And stress is something I'm going to be examining very closely because I have a super high stress job. And as soon as I got my diagnosis, I went out on working from home and then disability. So I haven't been working, and I want to examine, when I go back to make sure to keep the stress level down. But also a triggering event can be a virus. Well, guess who didn't have COVID the entire time ever? I got it for the first time Labor Day of 2023, and I was really sick. It made me super sick. So after that is when my autoimmune conditions ramped up a lot. And the one in my mouth went super aggressive. Like the dentist and the periodontist both were like, oh my God, this is like really aggressive. So I think that's what happened. Well, one of the things I'm learning about autoimmunity is the role of fasting. And can that help? And there's all different kinds of fasting. And one of the fasts that they talk about specifically for autoimmunity is a 3-day water fast, meaning you literally have nothing but water for 3 days. And so I'm reading that and I'm like, no, never. Like, I can't. Like, oh, don't worry. You only have to do it like 1 to 2 times a year. It essentially is a reset to your immune system. So guess what? Like my mind was blown. Guess who did a 3-day fast? This girl. When I was in the hospital, I was so happy to hear this. Like, oh my God, what if I've already reset my immune system and I'm back to normal because of this? Like, I'm gonna just, you know what? Let's just go for it. We're gonna believe right now that I did, and I have, and it's already happening in my body. So when I had my initial surgery, it was on June 26th that they did my surgery, up here, but they also had a general surgeon came and put in what's called a G tube in my stomach. And I'm not going to show you my abs right now, but I have like 3 little laparoscopic incisions. One is my belly button, and then 2 other ones like on either side. The G tube is for feeding. It's like so gross, but basically the plan was immediately after surgery, they really want to protect and preserve your throat, your neck, the whole area, and to not have food, kind of nothing coming in your mouth at all. Not even my doctor, my surgeon is so strict. He believes for the best healing, you don't even drink in water. And I literally was not allowed. The nurses kept sending messages and the doctor kept saying no. I could finally like have 1 tiny ice chip at a time and hold it in the back corner, and that's it, but like minimal. So everything is through this G tube. So, and then also an IV, but it's limited what they can give you by IV. That's pretty much like for hydration. So, and even the hydration, like it's not as absorbed through your IV. They really want everything directly to your stomach. So the G tube is a tube in your stomach. It's permanently resides there. And then that you can put stuff directly in, it goes directly into your stomach. So I woke from surgery and had that tube, and get up from my surgery, and it's like, late in the afternoon. And then they're like, okay, the next morning, the surgeon will come, she'll look at the tube, make sure everything's good, and then we'll start this food. I'm like, okay. So Tuesday, the 25th night was my last meal. Then it's Wednesday night, so that's 24 hours. I had not eaten. So I wasn't really even hungry. You're getting fluids, you're like, whatever. So Thursday morning, the surgeon comes and a nutritionist comes, and they're talking about what they're going to put in this tube. And then the nurse is getting ready to do the first feeding. And one of the most important steps they have to take, obviously, is make sure the tube is in the right place. And it can be actually extremely dangerous. And the surgeon had warned me, it can be extremely dangerous. One of the complications that can happen, rare, they really hope it doesn't, but it's something they have to tell you. The tube could fall out or become dislodged. And if anything meant for your stomach just gets in your general other places, that's really bad. You can go septic, like people die. That's like a serious complication. So nurse comes, and this was my nurse, Mia. Mia, love you. Wonderful, like my favorite nurse in the ICU, but she's like, okay, we got what we're going to do for this feeding. We're going to check the placement. And she's running through just a small amount. I don't remember if it was water or saline, but just like a teeny, like a little in a syringe. Excruciatingly painful. Like I was screaming and sweating. It was so painful. And they're like, well, it could be a little uncomfortable, whatever. No, this was like getting poked with a hot iron in my stomach. And it was going, if I could feel it, like down into my pelvis and stuff. So she was like, I think it's out. And she immediately calls the doctor back and explains what she sees. And the doctor is like, oh no, it is out. They don't know how, but it came out. And within, I'd say 90 minutes, I was back in the surgery. So the next day, I had to have a second surgery, just a baby surgery, an hour and a half. It was a breeze, but yeah, they whisked me back into surgery. They brought a CT machine to me bedside, And they did a contrast and they confirmed, oh yeah, it's out. And they got me back into surgery, and the surgeon decided, because I was healing so well everywhere else, that they were just going to close up the G-tube. I didn't need the G-tube. And the plan was going to be have a nose tube, and then hopefully pretty soon I'd be able to just eat. So I had wanted to avoid the nose tube because my surgeon had told me patients are really not happy with the nose tube. You can kind of feel it and whatever. So, but I'm like, you know what, get this thing out of me, because obviously I don't want to die. So they do it, they remove it, they close it up, and that surgery went great. Everything went really good. And then I wake up, I have the nose tube. So also the nose tube still needs to be placed right. So at that point, I had eaten Tuesday night at like 8. It's now Thursday night. Because like by the time they get me into surgery Thursday, it's like 3. I'm out of surgery like 4:30, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So now they're like, okay, Friday morning, the surgeon's going to come make sure everything's good. And they're going to, whatever. Nutritionist comes back. They're like, what? So Friday, I'm like, ah. And there's nutrition they can give you in your IV, but I think it's not as good. They didn't want to resort to that. But they were hydrating me through the IV. I was hydrated. And actually, I felt pretty good. Like, I wasn't walking a ton, but I could get up to walk. Like, I could get up to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And really, my only pain I had during the entire process was related to when the G-tube was wrong. Everything else was painless. But so Friday, like midday, yeah, everything looks good. Where we're gonna start the feeding. So by Friday night, they started the nutrition through my nose, and it's fine. I won't go into too much detail here, but it was fine. And they were able to give me 1680 calories a day with 80 grams of protein on that food, which is, for me and my size and stuff, was pretty good to maintain like my muscle mass and stuff like that. But you guys, 3 days water fast. I did it. So in my research, which is just, I'm reading 2 books I'm actually reading one book. It's about like, this is so me, people who are miraculously cured and the medical institution has no explanation for why. And it's written by a medical doctor, and he's looking just like, why? And why aren't we paying more attention to this? And like, it's a miracle cure, but like maybe there's actually reasons we should be looking at. I'm reading that. It's called Cured. He talks a lot about the immune system. And then I'm reading another book that's like a picture book describing the immune system. But then I'm also doing a little bit of like internet-y kind of research about these fasts. And basically the 3-day fast is the one for resetting the autoimmune system. So let's all have a moment of, oh, Juliet has done the 3-day fast. The immune system is reset. So to be continued, I'm going to do more research, because definitely it's mixed, and even on whether a extended fast is bad for cancer patients. Like, can actually, it's complicated. Like, there's no one size fits all for everybody, and there's no one answer to like, yes, good, yes, bad. But there's definitely people out there doing extended fasting. And actually, it was kind of funny. My surgeon had made kind of an offhand remark, like, we don't normally put patients through this, but it's not terrible that you fasted this extended period of time. Like, some people think it's actually really good for your healing. It's good for your cells. So anywho, I'm not a faster, never have been, might be in the future. Thought it was kind of interesting. And I've accomplished this huge feat of a 3-day water fast, which I kind of did it by accident. So anyhow, I love you so much, beautiful people. Hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful, fabulous, fantastic day.